Custom workday schedules. Very versatile, very useful, but very confusing. Sum total hours using a custom payroll schedule. And we're going to include holidays. Here is a layout. Here's the map. I'm going to put all this together here in this formula, and we're going to come up with the various answers. Here is the versatile customization. And I'm going to explain what this means. Here again is the anatomy, and below is my step-by-step approach to solving this. The narrative, kind of lengthy. Why? Because you're probably walking into new territory, and I want to paint a nice picture as to how to solve this problem. Brad Williams, Excel Prime. Let's sum total hours using a custom payroll schedule, and we're going to include holidays. Now here, first and foremost, we're not using the workday or the network or the network international functions. We're going to use the weekday along with indirect, and we're going to customize this thing. We're going to build our own schedule. Then whatever the total hours are, we're going to sum them up. Here is a fictitious work schedule. You're going to design this on your own. And to highlight this thing, just so you can see, you're making up your own schedule here. Now, the traditional layout within the workday and network functions is the typical schedule is a Sunday through Saturday format. So Sunday is 1, Saturday is 7, incremental. So when we look at this schedule here, it's a 6-day work week, Sunday through Friday with Saturday off. Hit F9, hit F9. Here, Sunday's off, and then Monday through Saturday. We'll stick with this right now. Our total hours are 44, and here is our formula. And I have it broken down here. Let me just walk you through this thing step by step. What we have over here in the narrative is a lengthy description, and I think I'm just going to walk you through this first and foremost. Then you can go back and read this. Here, the way this entire structure works is based on this indirect. We're going to have two indirects in here. An indirect, you don't recall, so we're going to reference B5 through to C5. We're going to capture everything here, and that is 7 days. 7 days. If you note here, there's an asterisk, it's an and. That is just the holidays. We're going to include the holidays. If they're not applicable, we're going to throw an NA error, but then we counter that with an ISNA. So we're going to nest this within a match. Why are we going to use match? We're just trying to find the row of any holiday, if applicable, based on our indirect. We're going to use indirect. It's our calendar, payroll start, and payroll end. And then in the end, SUMPRODUCT is just going to add up this schedule if there's no holidays. Let me just show you what I mean. I broke this down into two sections. This is before the asterisk, no holidays, and then the gray includes the holidays. We just bring them all together. Here in the yellow, E36 is the row indirect. Here, if you look at the formula, you can look at it here in I5, or you can go back up in here and you can see SUMPRODUCT row. What are we trying to do? Ultimately, we're working with a mid. We're going to have this mid function. Once we get in here, we're going to have our text and our start number. This is row is part of the start number. I just wanted to show you row indirect first, and I'm going to show you weekday. And then our number of characters is going to be 1. Remember all this. We have row indirect. I said it's a reference. I can't show you indirect B5 to C5 in the concatenation. I just tied the row. And row is saying, show me the rows of week Wednesday, January 3rd through January 9th. It spills. This is just a spill feature, and it shows Wednesday through Tuesday. This is a date, and then I added 6 more days. So we have 7 days. look for the weekday. Remember, this row stuff is noisy, but ultimately it's going to give us 1/3/29. And if we didn't have the Wednesday in there, we wouldn't know what that is. Notice how this is Wednesday. Keep in mind our schedule. Sunday is 1, Wednesday is going to be a 4. That represents, count over, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 8 hours. What am I talking about here? You see this 8? Okay, go 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. To the right is going to be the next day, next day, next day. Notice we have 8, 8, 4. Notice the date, 1, 6. Count over 4 days. Then our zero looks like number 1, based on our schedule here, it's going to be in the 5th position. Why? Well, because that is our day off. That's our day off. And that represents, I know it looks confusing here, but based on our schedule, that's our Sunday. That's our Sunday. And notice here, you stated I want Sundays off. If I were to change this to Sunday, if I were to go back and change this to Sunday, this will all start out as 0, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 4. We chose Wednesday as the payroll start. This is the configuration. Here, if I go back and I go 12, 12, 1, 12/31, I'm probably going to have to change this here, 4/28. And the problem is, this is going to go all poop because I'm going to reconfigure this thing. So I'm going to try to see, here, we got it back. Here we have 12/31, 12/31, and that's not what I wanted. I want Sunday, 12/31/2028. And then Saturday is our the end of the payroll. Here, as I said, if we start with Sunday, we're going to get this 4888880. Nice and nifty and what have you, convenient. Also notice we ran into the holiday. If you look here, if you look closely, you're going to need to add this up. How many hours? We have a 6-day work week, working Sunday through Friday. Sunday's 1, Saturday's 7. Notice here, Saturday, notice 1/6, 1/6. You see how they match? Now, if you add the hours up, what do we have? 6 days, so we have 8 times 5 plus 4, which is 44. Well, we have a total of 36 hours. We take into account that holiday. So if we look at some product in this array, F9, we're going to see 4. Why? Well, you stated that's a workday. Then a 0 for Monday, which is the holiday. Be sure to check out our extensive courses, which include Excel data and text manipulation for advanced users, beginners, intermediate. We also have this great essentials, the A to Z for advanced users, the comprehensive beginner level 1 and 2. Then we have our advanced formulas, strictly formulas, great set of courses, which we have a beginner level 1 and beginner level 2, this intermediate level, and we have this advanced level. Click on any of the links. There's a short video that explains everything about the course. Check it out. We have 8, 8, 8. So 8 times 4 is 32, plus 4, 36. And we got 36. You see the flow now? Can you see it? In terms of holiday, all we're going to do is look at the formula. Here, we're going to see holiday 7/21. See where it says holiday 7/21? I just showed the holidays here. Then we're going to look at this row indirect. Well, the row indirect is going to be exactly as the previous example, okay? Why? Because we need to work within the same start and end dates. Then we throw a match in there. Here's match, and it's our lookup value, F9. We're looking up these dates. What dates? Start and end dates. And we're going to compare those to our lookup array, F9, and which is just the holidays. I'm going to escape out of here. What happens? Match is going to go, nope, Yes, no, 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 no. And it found 1/1/29 as a holiday. What we do is then we wrap this thing into this ISNA. Then what we do is we wrap all this up into this nice fancy looking function formula combination. And if we were to look at this thing, I don't know if I can do this. This is going to be tricky. F9. Then carefully, you're going to need to pick your starting and endpoints and hitting F9. But here, SUMPRODUCT, you know what SUMPRODUCT's going to do. It's going to go 4 times 1, 8 times, 0, 8 times 1, and so on and so forth. The end array is going to look like this. F9, the array, F9, is going to go 4, 8, 8, 8, 8, 0, and it's going to sum them up. Hopefully, my layout here, along with my description, made it clear enough for you to easily understand what's going on here. Otherwise, tear the anatomy apart if necessary. Read the narrative, okay? It's going to explain pretty much in detail what I just translated. Now keep in mind, this is an arbitrary start date. Most payrolls, you're going to do a Monday through Sunday deal. I did the Sunday to Saturday deal just purely for tutorial reasons. You can change this up. This is all customized. You can customize your payroll. Doesn't matter what day this is. What really matters is this timeline. Just keep in mind that this is a Sunday. This is a constant. You can't change this using this format. If we were using another format, you could, but this is a Sunday through Saturday work schedule. Just keep that in mind. When you're scheduling this, don't think this date here, this schedule ties to this. This is just arbitrary. And then your payroll start date, that's the reason why we do this, is to work around whatever this preset schedule is. I know this one's going to take a little bit of patience to follow through, and I encourage you, don't use this timeline. Mix it up, right? And then work backwards into the schedule. Brad Williams, Excel Prime, thanks for watching.